Let's get a closer look at the stock market now with Michele Schneider, Director of Trading and Education at MarketGauge Group. Nice to have you here, Mich. Some people are finding this market to be challenging to trade. Do you agree?
Well, I hate to sound sort of immodest, but the truth of the matter is there were two really keys to this market this year that made it relatively easy. One was to just follow the technical signals in the AI and tech space. Clearly, those things broke out even starting in January. If you just look at a 6-month calendar range, and I'd like to talk about that more because it resets next week. But that took out the 6-month calendar range high, many of those names, and particularly NASDAQ, and really basically has not looked back. So if you had the strategy of taking profits along the way, you should be holding tail. And the second is that it also seemed relatively obvious that certain areas that needed to step up because of the buying we saw in things like airlines and cruise lines and people still going out were some of the materials that support those things, some of the raw materials, which is why we talked about recently on your show, getting involved in Cleveland Cliffs and Mosaic and a few others like that, looking at copper, looking at steel, looking at lithium. So if you just were patient and understood technical analysis this year, you did a whole lot better than trying to listen to all the hype out there from the media.
What's your trade of the day?
That is 3D Systems. And the reason why it hit my radar was because there's been a lot of news about some kind of a merger with Stratasys. And Stratasys is also in talks with merging with another company. And essentially what's going on is that 3D Systems has been incredibly innovative lately in creating products in particularly the medical space, the dental space. And that's what they do. They innovate, and they don't always worry so much about earnings and profits. And now with this potential merger, they could start actually getting some profits in there, in which case at $10, it starts to look pretty cheap, more like a $15 or even a $20 stock or higher.
Thank you very much, Mich.
Thank you so much, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.